Well, let's talk a bit about Devin Haney. Obviously against Linares, for the first 9 or 10 rounds, he just showed his class. When you look at him, skills-wise, he's a different beat. Like, not many can hang with him. But as we've seen, Jorge Linares took all them punches and thought, I'm still swing back.
Come back. And that, for me, Haney is an elite fighter. Elite boxer.
Yeah, skill-wise.
His ability, he controlled the distance, the range, the timing. He controls everything comfortably, naturally. You can even say Mayweather-esque the way he does it. But
Daniel Dubois knocks out Bogdan Dinu in the second round. You can see how much actually meant to him, because after the knockout, I see just a big fat smile on his face. I was thinking, wow, so you can see how much the loss meant to him.
Yeah.
It's like your favorite boxer, Anthony Joshua. He always says, don't ever get too high on your wins. Don't get too low on your losses, innit?
Yeah.
And I feel like he got very low on his loss. And you see that when he got very high on his win.
Yeah.
And I reckon for a guy like him, to knock out Bogdan Dinu the way he knocked him out, it should just be, Matt Tyson, he'll knock a guy out, he'll help you out, but then he'll get out of the ring.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no emotion. It's like, I've done what I've needed to do. I'm not shocked. So for me, it's weird. Like, the worst part of his performance for me was how happy he got.
Yeah. The reaction from it, innit? But that shows the human side of it, I suppose. When did AJ say that about
the highs and the lows?
Yeah, he said that after he beat Ruiz the second time, innit?
Nah, he's been saying that for years, to be fair to him. He repeats the same 4 or 5 phrases all the time.
Well, no, because I was going to say, obviously, it's easy to say when you're up, innit? When you're down, when you're that guy and you're down, like, obviously, that loss for Dubois would have been hard for him, innit? Like, having, and not only that, I think the people talking about quitting, all that quitting talk.
Yeah, 100%.
Not only have you lost, you've got people questioning your mental toughness, your mental strength.
Your mental toughness, your manhood, everything.
Yeah, everything. I think even as a man, I think it might even cast doubt on yourself. It's alright for us to sit and say, yeah, confidence, you got that belief, go in there, go bang a man out and walk out the ring like that's what you was there to do. Like, it's not a shock. But I think sometimes, obviously, we'll all face that at one point, these fighters in one point in their career, they're gonna maybe start, especially when everything's run so smooth. They've been putting guys out of the ring for fun, banging everyone out, one-sided fights. And that's, again, that goes back to the point, I love to make about these promoters promoting these fighters against bums, making them out to be better than what they are. You need real tests, not only for the fans to know what you're about, but for you as a person to know what you're about. And obviously, he would have believed in his own hype before the Joyce fight. He probably thought he's going to go in there and just bang him out. So I understand. I think it's justified his reaction to winning that fight. I think that would have given him that confidence back, And going forward, you wouldn't expect that reaction from knocking out the guys that you're meant to knock out now, innit?
Well, what do you reckon? Say the next time he steps up, if that's how relieved he was to knock out a guy like Bogdan Dinu, say you get the Joyce rematch.
Yeah.
You know what kind of nerves he's gonna have before that fight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where it becomes.
It will bring it back. Yeah, I hear that. But hopefully this win here and maybe another big win. Maybe the Joyce fight obviously ain't going to be next. Joyce has got his own plans now. So let's hope Frank Warren puts him in the ring with someone that
can give him problems at least.
Okay, yeah. So when he comes over that, when he deals with it in the way he's meant to do with it, it's kind of give him, obviously he'll have that reaction again. He'll be gassed with himself. But it also give him that confidence that, I'm ready for the Joyce fight. And I'm ready ready to battle his own fucking demons. Because no doubt about it, as a fighter, Joyce would have left him with some serious demons after that fight.
Obviously, Joyce was a silver medalist. The gold medalist that year, Tony Yoka. I reckon him and Dubois be a great fight because both of them are quite raw. They're both big men with a lot of power. Them two, if they were to go up ahead of each other, that's when you know. Like I said, you throw these guys in the deep end.
You find out what they're about.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen too much about that Donny, but I've seen a highlight of him. I know obviously Olympic gold medal, yeah.
Yeah.
So to do that as a heavyweight, you got ability about you at least. I've seen bits of him, I've seen a couple highlights of him. So but if they're making him out to be something big, then fucking no, throw him in with Dubois because neither of them have proven on the top level yet, but they're trying to get to there, and we're making out that they are there. So that's the way you're gonna find out if you are there or not.
Who else would you like to see him fight, like in the UK scene? Hughie Fury.
Hughie Fury, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I never thought about that fight.
You know, it's mad because there's a lot of good fights out there. Just because you're so used to thinking it's never gonna happen, you don't even
put them in the same. Yeah. That's a good fight. Hughie Fury. That's because Hughie Fury done it against Povetkin, innit? Lost against Povetkin, but showed these levels. Showed that he's not far from the top heavyweights at the moment.
Even against Pulev, it was similar kind of fight where Pulev beat him. You knew Pulev was better, but it's like Hughie Fury didn't show himself like, I'm not at that level.
Yeah. He was in the fight. I forgot they even fucking fought. What was that? Points? Pulev points. Yeah, Fury for me, he's got bags of ability. I remember I watched his debut and I said, this guy is special. He looked even more polished than...
like in technique wise and them kind of things.
He looked more polished than Tyson Fury for me. But obviously, this is boxing. You gotta have a bit of everything. You gotta have that grit, that determination, bite down the gum shield, go to war. Hughie Fury seems like a good boxer, very good boxer, but he struggles obviously when he fights them top fighters. But Dubois is a top puncher. Yeah, he's proved it. So
we'll say about Hughie. Sometimes the way people are shows you how they're gonna box, and Fury's got that crazy thing about him where he's just like a talker, he's spiteful and whatnot. Hughie just seems like a very nice guy.
He's polite.
And he boxes nice, isn't it? Not to say it's a bad thing.
He's
sometimes
polite.
You need that crazy side to be great at boxing.
A bit nuts. That's a good fight.
A good boxer, innit?
That's a good fight. What? Who's Hughie Fury with Matchroom? Is he promoted by?
I think so, but they don't really promote
too much.
Yeah, he is though, but they put him in like pay-per-view undercards or whatnot. But yeah, he is with Matchroom.
That's a good fight. He needs a good fight to get him back in that mix for him to feel like he can take on the Joyce fight again. Obviously, Joyce got his own plans. He got a fight lined up.
He was meant to fight Usyk for the interim belt. Yeah. Since everything's falling through there, I'm not really sure what they got next for him.
Someone put it out today. I see Joyce v. Someone put it out today. Let me quickly. Am I alright to hold you up for 1 second? Right. I'm gonna tell you who it was.
But even with coming back to Dubois, when he took that Joyce fight, their plan was for them. After that, you can't go back to fighting lower level guys. Obviously, since he lost, you can have like 1 or 2 maybe. But it's got to get to a stage where the start of next year, he has to fight someone big, regardless of what happens.
Joe Joyce versus Takam. Rumored. Shout out Uncle T Boxing. The plug. Saying basically Joe Joyce versus Takam is been rumored.
It makes sense.
Yeah, good fight.
Yeah.
For me, Takam's
no, but it's like when you were meant to get an Usyk fight, you got to look for someone else.
Yeah.
You don't take too big of a risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, Takam.
For me, I was about to say Takam's a bum, innit? But obviously, I go church now, so I'm trying to stay positive. But yeah, he's been there.
You got to remember with Joyce, although he's old and whatnot, Dubois is his best opponent. And before Dubois, he never really fought someone of that caliber.
Yeah.
So in the stages of the career, him and Dubois are basically at the same stage, but Joyce won the fight. So to see him go from that and just fight killers after killers after killers, it don't happen.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm just getting flashbacks to the AJ fight. Takam knows his way around the ring.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not there to. He's not gonna be the world like that fighter there, but he's a good gatekeeper, isn't it?
Like even the Chisora fight, I was there and he looked like he was piecing up Chisora for most of the fight.
Yeah, he was. Were you there?
Yeah.
You went there?
I went there.
I didn't know you went boxing shows, bro.
You know what? I only go to certain ones, and it literally depends.
The ones that's worth it, innit? Because that show was sick, to be fair.
There's not many. For the whole undercard, you think I need to get there early, you know, like that, innit?
Yeah,
you don't think, just get there for the main event.
That was a sick show. What was that? Dylan White, Parker, yeah.
Conor Ben was on the undercard. Joshua Wax was on the undercard.
But yeah, Tack says, so Joyce versus Takam. If that's rumored, we've heard it. Like I said, there's been whispers of it, whether it's true or not. But yeah, fair play. You want to see him in there with guys that's gonna take him onto that level where Takam's boxed Chisora and AJ.
Joseph Parker,
I didn't even know he boxed Parker. Yeah. So there's a benchmark in it. He's got to go out there and obviously make a statement by beating him in a better fashion. Yeah.
On the undercard of the Dubois fight, we had Tommy Fury fight someone else I've never heard of, and I don't want to remember the name either. And
madness, innit?
Yeah, he didn't look great again.
I heard they say close fight.
I heard boxing is boxing, innit? Whether the other guy won or not, Tommy Fury got the decision, innit?
What are you saying? Didn't deserve it?
I'm not saying too much, but I'm just gonna leave it.
You know what? Well, they're trying to build that fight with Jake Paul, innit? They're doing everything they can to build that fight.
When he gets whooped by Jake Paul, what's gonna happen?
What are you saying?
I say hopefully he makes enough money where he doesn't have to box anymore.
So you're saying he's getting paid out?
What are you saying? You saying Jake Paul bangs him?
Yeah,
You
I
saying-
think Jake Paul straight? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Jake Paul's better than him.
The mad thing about that
I
is
don't think
the mad thing.
Tommy Fury is a boxer.
Nah, he's
Like,
not.
when you watch him-
In my opinion, he's not either. And that's the maddest thing is that's all really Tommy Fury is probably looking at. They're not looking at
Yeah.
making him a world champion because no fucking. What is he? Cruiserweight.
I think so. Yeah,
No,
management know when what they've got on their
What?
hands.
Yeah.
light heavy.
Like heavy.
Who? Tommy Fury.
Yep.
You sure? Nah, man.
Imagine him in there with Joshua Barnes.
He's not a light heavy.
Oh my god.
He's not a light heavy. No way.
It's over.
Double check that. He's not a light heavy. Cruiserweight. Has to be.
But
He's
him
too
against
big.
Jake
He's too
Paul,
big.
I think Jake Paul, 100% has boxed for longer than him, trains harder than him, right? And I think he's more of a natural boxer as well.
What weight?
When you watch
He's fighting at
boxing-
180. He's too big for that heavy, basically.
Too big for that. But the sad thing is that obviously neither. Obviously, I'm not even don't want to get into the side of breaking down Jake Paul and Tommy Fury because both of them are fucking basically made their name outside of boxing. They're not boxing people,
It's
innit?
not breakdown. It's all smoke.
Then man, then listen. If they deserve to fight each other, you know what I mean. They're both what they are. Then for me, Jake Paul don't want to be a professional in the sense of
Jake Paul. People don't like to hear it, but he worked hard for where he's at.
yeah, 100%.
Tommy Fury just has that surname.
Yeah,
That's why
you
he
saying
gets-
and Love Island.
There,
From
Love Island,
into
that's
mix.
it.
Cool is if you actually listen to all the guys who sparred with him, Darrell, Michael Hunter, the interview coming out today, they all say he can fight. None of them have ever said this guy's shit.
For me,
They
he can.
all say he can
For
fight.
me, he can fight. He's taken boxing serious, and I think credit to him in a sense that like Conor Ben says when he said about waking up in silk pajamas and having that hunger. If a man is financially very stable, but yet they still go in that ring and they still do their thing, then I take my hat off to them because you're in a very hard sport and you've got a different kind of dedication.
Sometimes that's scarier than someone who has nothing. When you got nothing, you got no choice.
You ain't,
This guy's got a choice and he's still doing the
and
same
he's still
shit.
doing it.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously, the downside is he has no intentions of being a world champion. He might say he does, but his fights don't.
His team know better.
And his fights don't back that up. And he's taking the fights. He's getting paid. He don't need to be a world champion. He don't need to go and prove that he's the best in his division. He just needs to fight a few guys that with a good name, and he's gonna get paid. And for me, Tommy Fury's in the same boat. He's not. He's never gonna be no serious champion. I can't even see him being a British champion unless there's a vacant
so
belt.
just a question for you guys. Are boxers out there to be world champions or they're out there to make money?
The best of the best, the best of the best of the best for me is legacy. I'm not saying they don't want to make money. Fucking no, money's the motivation. You want to change your life. You want to create a better life for yourself. But for me, the best of the best of the best is legacy.
You got to remember, 9 times out of 10, unless you're on like the smaller weights, once you become a world champion, that's coming with at least $500,000 check, 250,000. So the money comes with the legacy anyway.
But you look at Josh Taylor right now, unified after how many, 17, 18, 19 fights the guy's had. And that's I think his mentality, it can't just be just money. My personal opinion, I think if your hunger is, if your drive is based on money, you don't get to that level. You know what I mean? Your hunger has to be, your drive has to be, I'm gonna be the fucking best I can be. And I believe that is better than anybody else in my division, innit?
And even Floyd Mayweather, by the time he become Money Mayweather, he was pound for pound #1 for a good 3 years. 2 years, maybe 3 years. So he already got that legacy.
And even early Money May was a hungry motherfucker, innit?
Yeah.
Even after the De La Hoya fight, Hatton fight, retired, come back at Fort Marquez, he was, people talking about Pacquiao beating him was burning him. You know what I mean? You know it for a fact. He come out, even though he might not have took the fight, he didn't fight peak Pacquiao, and he's not stupid, but he wanted to show and prove to himself. And
Pacquiao that still went on to become world champion again.
Yeah, multiple times, and that's why the Pacquiao versus Spence fight is fucking exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, for real.
Because Pacquiao, with all credit to himself, whether he's motivated, we don't know what his motivation is at this point because he's very financially set and he's obviously walking into big money fights. But to be taking them fights, he's obviously still got that fucking hunger, innit?
I think it's quite political. I think he sees himself. I think first he loves boxing, and like a guy like that is like a Donald Cerrone in UFC, like just wants to fight until the day he goes out. But also at the same time, I feel like he needs the money to fund all the political kind of.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people saying, innit? He trying to, but fuck me, that's
he's a shoo-in for the presidency.
Yeah.
Who, Pacquiao?
Yeah, if he runs, he wins it.
Imagine a president fighting.
Wait, put my
addresses the nation and plugs his fight.
put my role on hold. I'll be back. Yeah, I got to go on a little training camp. I got to fight Errol Spence. But fucking no, the hunger's there, innit? Like that's hunger, because that Errol Spence is not you know what I mean? Man's gonna come in there to body you. He's gonna come in there to fucking throw leather. So for you to be taking them fights, you've still got that serious desire there.
That's why I was talking with Remus Boxing on the last podcast. It's like he came up in the era with Morales and Barrera. Imagine them guys fighting Spence. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Pacquiao's been able to go through.
That's mad. When you say it like that, that's mad. Even though obviously we do the drugs thing in terms of getting the weights.
Drugs with Pacquiao? What are you talking about?
Nah.
Yeah, obviously.
Rumors. Wild accusations, are we saying?
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, adding that to go through the weights, but even then, to be still at the top of your game, at the top fighting top opposition, whatever weight it is, fighting top opposition, innit? One
thing I got to say about him or Canelo, whoever talk about with drugs, you give me them steroids, I'm not becoming eight weight world champion. You're still not gonna. You still have to have that certain level of skill and ability to do
and
it.
Hunger and everything. Yeah.
Bro, you're a fucking dog. He is a dog.
Pacquiao. Hey, but you watch the training, innit? Relentless. I love he's training motivation videos on YouTube and that. You watch him, you see what he does. Everything's just relentless. He shows in his fighting, innit? Everything's relentless. And going back to the point that we started on, basically money or legacy. I think it's obviously it's easy to get motivated for money, but to that level, to that extent, that obsession, boxing, we know, is the hardest sport in the world, if not one of the hardest sport in the world.
Same again, it's like fighting Spence. If he beats him, that is the biggest money fight out there, and that is the biggest legacy fight as well at the moment. He gets both of them in one.
Yeah, fucking no. When you say it like that, if he beats, I ain't even thought of it like that, because I was just thinking he's getting in there. Not saying he's doing it for the money, but like he probably knows it's one of his last fights. But fucking no, if he pulls that out of the bag, guys, and rock Spence.
How do you see that fight playing out realistically? Do you think it's a repeat of the Mikey Garcia fight, or a repeat of the Keith Thurman fight?
That's what I think. But if you were to ask me years ago how'd Cotto versus Pacquiao go, I'd say the same thing. Just the bigger man's gonna beat him down. But then that's not what happened, innit? You never know. I wanna watch
as we get closer to the fight, I'm gonna start watching Pacquiao's recent fights again. And
to be fair though, if you watch the last 6 rounds against Thurman, you'd think, bro, this guy, he ain't got it no more.
Yeah. Why he look bad?
Not to say he looked bad, but Thurman thought, fuck this boxing, just gonna get on the inside
and rough him up.
Yeah.
And he did it. It was working.
He worked to a degree. But obviously Pacquiao had his moments. He won a few of those rounds. He done his thing. But I feel like Spence a lot more relentless than Thurman. So if he can get through that
and he's spiteful and he's clinical and he's neat in the way that he does it. And that style, like you said, Thurman had to think, fuck the boxing, let me do this, because Thurman is a boxer with a bit of fight in him. Spence is a fucking brawler that can box. He's a fighter, the hungry motherfucker that knows how to box, really, innit? So
you saying the only way Pacquiao wins is through an early knockout?
No, I ain't saying that.
I'm saying no, but early on, so don't necessarily mean knockout. Like say he gets, like with Thurman, he got the knockdown, helped him win the fight. If he can outbox him, win most of the early rounds, and then nick a few at the end, and that's a win. That's a victory there.
If Pacquiao is at his best, his feet and his hands, that relentless energy, he can definitely cause him problems. Like you said, racking up points. If he's just out working, man, from early, can definitely rack up a few points, innit?
So you picking?
Don't put pressure on me, cuz.
I'm picking Spence. Because even if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you have to pick Spence. You have to pick Spence. Like I said, I want to watch the Pacquiao. I ain't watched them last few Pacquiao fights, personally.
To be fair, one of them was Broner. You didn't need to watch that fight. That was one of the worst fights of all time. He beat that boy, but it was a bit mad.
Bad fight?
Yeah. It was boring. Broner didn't throw no punches.
Broner upsets me, man.
I think one round he threw like 4 punches and I thought he won the round. Just taking the pace.
Since Broner moved up in all the weights after the Malignaggi fight,
again
we're talking about difference between money motivated and legacy motivated. Broner's been money motivated from early, straight after Super Feather. And once you get in that ring, I think that shows the difference. That's when you're money motivated in that you don't want to be in that ring against a serious fucking killer, innit?
Well, like Maidana, innit?
Yeah, come on. They're not, you know what I mean? They're getting in there fucking hungry. That money ain't gonna pull you out of the 7th round and get you through the 8th round when you're getting body shots, headshots, and the guy keeps fucking coming. That's a different kind of hunger I think you need.
You saying Pacquiao should be on Clem Butterol?
Listen,
for this fight.
Dan's bad, you know.
It's the eyes. These all can't see the eyes. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Nah, leave that. Listen, you know more about the fucking the testings and the shit that they go through. I don't really pay attention to all that. So you've told me before about what fights he's had where they've had the rigorous testing and what ones they haven't, and there's been a difference in the performances.
So I picked Furman to beat him, and then close to the fight, there was no drug testing. And then everyone started mentioning it, and then they're like, oh, I think say it was in like Las Vegas. They said the Nevada Drug Commission, they're doing the testing. What that means is you might do a piss test on fight week.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
And enough backhanded money and brown envelopes getting dished out.
And even from that, that's saying 3 months out to 2 months. And you know how steroids are this week. Like if you got professional guys helping you, 2 weeks before the fight, they can flush the whole system.
It's done. You've done your training camp. You've trained at a different sort of level. But also, without trying to like listen, we everyone's got their opinions on the drugs. What Pacquiao has done and hasn't done. It's not fucking logical what he's done if you're talking about without any drugs and all that going through the weights. But the best Pacquiao that we've seen, you know what I mean? The best Pacquiao, obviously, a lot of people do feel he was on drugs at that time. And when he's at his peak is when he's taking some sort of performance-enhancing drugs.
But I reckon
he needs to be at that level to even... If he's not at that... If he's not boxing the way that he was done when people believe he was on his drugs, he ain't got a chance for me in a Spence fight.
But I reckon when he stopped taking them... Sorry, when people stopped accusing him...
Allegedly.
When people stopped accusing him and he was taking rigorous drug testing and he weren't knocking guys out, I reckon it helped him grow as a fighter because obviously he had to box.
There's different, you got to rely on different things, innit? You can't just rely on that fucking extra testosterone, basically.
And then Jeff Horn turned up.
But I reckon he did. Yeah, Jeff Horn.
Shout out to that interview.
Yeah, shout out Jeff Horn. Check out Jeff Horn interview. He talks about the Manny Pacquiao fight and why the rematch never happened. But yeah,
lots of Filipinos in the comments getting super angry,
killing us all. The dislike to like ratio is mad.
But he lost.
Yeah, he did lose in the end.
Yeah, bro, that's the way it is, isn't it? Like Jeff Horn turned up that night, did his thing,
and he goes to bed with a W against Pacquiao.
What are you saying? Good interview.
Yeah, that's good. He's a nice guy.
He's got a good story as well.
Yeah. I ain't seen it. I'll watch it.
Imagine from bully victim to world champion. That's mad. In a fighting business as well. You know, all them guys are watching him on TV thinking, damn.
It's just smacking him up.
But yeah, let's talk about the biggest fight of the year. Mayweather vs Logan Paul.
Madness.
I just want to say, I know Mayweather knocked him out, and this is getting it recorded before the fight actually happened. But yeah, imagine me saying this now. We wake up tomorrow morning thinking, shit.
So when's the fight tonight?
Tonight.
What time?
Probably like 4 or 5.
Why is it on a Sunday at them times? What's that about?
They don't want to compete with the UFC.
Let's not go there, Dan. Let's not go there. Let's not start that today. Yeah, let's not start that today. Let's not start that today.
Give me another reason.
NBA, I like that. That's more justifiable.
NBA starts early on Sunday.
Yeah, and Floyd likes a bit on the NBA, so we would have been distracted. Fuck off. Fuck the UFC.
It was Bucks vs Nets yesterday, innit?
They were scared that it was gonna be because
whatever way.
The Hawks are beating the 76ers by 20 points.
What? Trey, yeah.
Trey Young.
My boy Trey.
The guy you
Trey
saw in that
Young,
video,
bro,
he's killing it.
He's so
He's
cold,
so
bro.
cold.
That
But
guy that guy is my boy. I love Trey.
This ain't the basketball fucking podcast. Let's stay on topic. But cool. So whatever it was, money motivated, because the fight is basically just for fucking money. That's the only reason they're doing it. So whatever the reason they didn't do it on a Saturday is obviously based on the less views because of whatever sporting event was going on. But the fight in itself,
I think it shows that they're tailoring to a younger crowd.
why?
Because they're putting on Sunday and not Saturday.
Why?
Saturday night, young
What was he
people
doing Saturday
going
night,
out.
young Mike?
Alright. That's fucking smart, Dan. I didn't know your brain works like that, bro.
Nah, sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Between the crack.
Nah, shit. That's that. Yeah, fuck. This makes sense. Smart. Makes sense. Sunday, everyone's indoors.
Can I say one more thing?
I know you shouldn't say it. Look, the fact he asked, innit?
Joel Embiid's playing, you know, and he scored 20. Joel Embiid's playing, scored 20 points, and they're still getting smoked.
Yeah, bro, Trey Young, bro. He hit 50,
Mad, innit?
didn't he? In the Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that guy is
He's got
cold.
27, and it's only the third quarter.
That's what I'm saying. That guy will hit 30, 40s.
Yeah, I'm
Every
sorry,
night.
bro. We're
That's
done.
alright. That's alright. I'm
Back to the important Mayweather vs Logan.
come on, fucking hell.
Back to the important
Who do you think's
topic.
gonna win?
Now the thing is, you actually want to talk about this fight and the fight.
No, you don't actually talk about the
About
actual
the
fight. Just if you want a quick breakdown, Mayweather plays around with him, knocks him out.
What's the undercard?
rules.
Has he got anyone on the undercard?
Badu Jack's meant to fight Pascal
That
on
one
the
got
undercard.
pulled. Yeah. What
Ocho
man said the
Cinco
rules?
and-
What's the rules? Is there rules? Is it
Shout
not?
out to Ocho.
Is it not a professional fight?
No,
So what is the exhibition?
no judges. I think only the ref can stop the fight, but if you find the towel, the ref will stop the fight.
Yeah. No judges.
No judges, but you're allowed knockouts.
So what happens if it goes the full distance?
Then they both get their hands raised and
No
they go
declared
home.
winner.
No.
Shut up.
Nah. They don't need to be declared winner.
This is let's not discuss this fight.
But one shout out to Chad because he's got one of the best podcasts out of there. I'm an athlete.
Yeah,
Chad Ocho, bro.
100%.
I hope he wins.
What? He's fighting.
Yeah,
He's
former NFL player trying to do
He
boxing.
does a podcast.
Yeah, but he's also
Full
he
up
used
on
to
James.
do boxing in between camps.
And what's he? He's the same rules, exhibition fight.
Yeah, but he's like 50, bro. Looks like he's 30, bro.
Yeah. Listen, you know me. I support that. Anyone that wants to get into boxing, you know what I mean. It's a fucking great thing, and obviously for someone like that to do it at a level on a Mayweather undercard, even though it is a fucking joke of a fight, fair play to him to get into the sport because it's the best sport in the world in my eyes. So shout him out. But
It's the best sport in the world for you.
best sport in the world. What
Hold
boxing?
on. If you could,
Yeah.
watch Ghana in the World Cup final. Fuck that. If you could play for Ghana in the World Cup final
Yeah.
or box for a world title, what are you picking?
But boxing all day, you
For
mad
real?
man. 100%. Ghana ain't getting some World Cup finals no
I'm saying
more,
if
fam.
you-
I don't know what they've done
Do you know-
recently.
but if Mickey's playing up front, they're there, innit? So I'm saying if you could play in that World Cup final, or you could win the world
My
title.
shooting boots don't fit no more, man.
I can't lie, I'm there in the World Cup
My
final.
knees have got a bit sore as well. But boxing's best sport in the world, man. These footballers are. Football's gone down the fucking pan, bruv. I'm sick of it. I can't even. It's not football no more, man.
You sound like you talk about boxing.
Alright, let's get back on topic. Let's go.
Alright, so you done with Paul and Mayweather?
Anything worth talking about? Does Jake Paul have a chance? Logan Paul we're on. Does Logan Paul have a chance of doing anything?
I got a chance against Mayweather. Don't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you ain't got a chance, bro.
I got a chance.
You won't even fucking turn up. You won't even make it on time.
Oh, Mayweather, if you're watching this somehow, just give me the. I'll fight for free. The promo of it will give me enough money alone. I'll make enough for that.
But that Logan Paul, I ain't seen nothing from it. He was the one that boxed KSI, innit?
Yeah, that's when you know it's gone downhill.
Yeah, man. He's Jake Paul at least dedicated to the
Yeah,
sport.
looks
Logan
like it.
Paul is
And he lost.
Yeah,
Who?
he lost to
He
KSI.
lost to KSI.
to
didn't
KSI,
he?
and he's
He
fighting
lost.
Mayweather. There you go.
He lost twice. That
How-
first one they gave a draw. He
bro,
lost.
it's a howler.
Mayweather.
Howler.
For me, it's like allow it now, innit? But obviously he's doing his thing. He's got the right to go out.
Listen.
If he can earn that money and generate that money fighting YouTubers, let him do his thing. But from a boxing point of view,
His brother can fight though,
his brother can fight. Jake Paul takes.
and he's gonna knock out Tyron Woodley.
He's starting dramas, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's starting
yeah,
dramas, isn't it?
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Dan.
You're not wrong, but you didn't have to
Producer
say
Dan.
it.
What? Tyron Woodley's gonna smoke him.
You know what?
Smoke.
I don't even want to say what side of the fence I'm sitting on, but I like Dan's attitude.
He's not lasting. Jake Paul is not lasting around. When Tyron Woodley hits him in the face, and he will land. different level.
There's
power.
Jake. I watched when this fight got announced. Yeah, listen, AB was abusing me. Yeah, because we was doing little breakdowns in the chat. And man said, "Raw, you man giving this fight that much attention? Yeah, when we're not even fucking all the other fights I'm slagging off, and now man's giving it the time of day." It's created an interest in it. Fuck it, let's be real. We can all sit and say, "I'll stop giving the man the time of day." This and that. When he's getting that many viewers, that many people, whether they want to see you get knocked out, whatever the reason is, people are tuning in. So when the fight got announced, I checked this Tyron Woodley done here, and he's got some severe knockouts on his resume. He knows how to throw his fucking hands. He looks hungry, but there must have been something that these Jake Paul's team have seen for them to take that fight.
Yeah,
one thing is he's boxing. He fought at 170. I believe through his UFC career, which Jake Paul fights at 200 pounds, so there's obviously a big difference there.
Walks in 190 easy on the night.
Yeah,
I reckon Jake Paul doesn't rehydrate after his fight.
No, he don't look. You can see he don't turn up at the weigh and rip. He don't need to. Why the fuck is he making? He chooses the fight and the fight weight.
Woodley in camp 210 easy.
All right, but then age as well. His peak was obviously. We're talking with that. I watched the highlights and I thought, "Raw, this guy stands a chance." And I realized it was 2013.
Let me just give you some more context. All the fighters he's fought for the last 10 years have all been top 5. He has not fought anyone outside the top 5.
And I don't.
His last losses. Yeah, he's lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
He lost to the world champ in a title belt. He lost to the 2 strongest upcoming contenders who've just fought for the world championship and lost to the champ. And then the last one is a very strong up and comer where he had him sparked on the floor and then the guy came back and won the fight.
So when he loses, what are you gonna say?
When he loses, that's a different reality.
You ain't gotta sell him to me, because I'm hoping that everything you're saying is true and he comes out and does some sort of fucking dirt. Yeah, with confidence. What you say? But you're saying Jake Paul.
I'm saying Jake Paul.
Boxing man. But I hope I hope he either way, being a competitor. That last Donny that Jake Paul boxed, what was his name? Ben Askren. He was a bum. He got in there and got paid. You know what I mean?
Journeyman will take him out, innit?
This guy never even fought.
This Tyron Woodley, Donny, from time you're in the ring with that hunger, throwing that right, you could tell when a man throws his punch, you know, when he just with that, he put everything behind it. So at least getting in the ring with that hunger and that competitiveness, I hope he bring, you know what I mean? He's gonna bring something to the table regardless, and as long as he ain't there just for the payday.
And he's training at Mayweather's camp.
Yeah,
that's what they've said. Mayweather.
I heard that Mayweather was also getting involved with his training. So if he turns up with the intention, not only obviously he's probably getting the biggest purse of his life. If he turns up with the mentality that I'm happy, I'm getting paid, and I'm happy to be here, then Jake Paul, you know what I mean, is a problem. But if my man comes in with that mentality that no, I'm getting paid, but I want to fucking put this bum out this game, you know what I mean? I want to put him to bed.
This could be a 2-fight deal.
Yeah, they said if Paul loses, he's got a rematch clause.
Fair
So
play. If Jake Paul loses bad, I can't see him winning the rematch personally, because he's not. You know what I mean. He's got too much money. He's not a hungry fighter. Like, well, he looks hungry and that, but like we were saying earlier on about being broke. When you're broke, you don't know, you ain't got a choice, bruv. You just lost. You gotta go back and get what you get to carry on fucking earning your money, innit? He's got enough money to do. If he gets knocked out bad, you know the meme he's gonna become. If he gets knocked out, the meme that it will come out of that is gonna be.
He becomes an even bigger star, and then the redemption.
Yeah, but do you want that? Listen, once you're in that ring, cause it's just you and next man. Memes and all these followers and all this is irrelevant. You don't think about being a big star when you're getting punched in your face. You think about surviving, cause. And if he's been through that once and he gets hurt and knocked out clean or beat up bad,
you don't think he makes a comeback?
Bruv, he got enough money to not want it.
This is his last fight then.
Yeah.
It's easier to come back from if you get knocked out clean or if you get the shit beaten out of you for.
People say knocked out clean, innit?
If you get the shit beaten out of you and then knocked out clean,
that wasn't an option. You one or the other. So you never know.
That sounded like that come from experience. that sounded
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that one punch knockout, you'll be alright after.
People say, I wouldn't know. Never been knocked out. Never even touched the canvas. Just saying. Yeah. People say they don't even know about them knockouts. Fuck off, abs. Fuck them. It might have been once. Yeah.
Everything's got to be on point for that with the camera angle.
But yeah, they say people the clean knockouts. People say they don't even feed them. They can't. I've seen a fighter in a changing room go back to a changing room after being knocked out and ask what time he's going to fight.
There's mad
that's
stories
deep.
like that. You don't remember it.
That's deep, and I don't mean to laugh about that because we're in a brutal sport. But
that's what I say. It depends. Like if you're getting punched up to the point where you can feel all the punches, that's a problem, innit? So even Jordan, don't tell him I said this because I know he don't watch this shit, innit? But he must have hit me with one right hand. My leg's not mine anymore. I promise you, none of the punches hurt after that point.
This is the one episode you watched.
100.
I promise you, none of the punches he threw at me hurt. But then it was afterwards, after you get your bearings back and you're like, oh shit, this shit actually hurts, innit? But it's like, when you're actually not there, you're not there, innit? So you can't feel nothing. So you're alright.
Yeah,
but
so in terms of which one's better, obviously the fighter, not saying he wants to get knocked out, but it's probably easier to come back from a clean knockout because there's a severe beating that disheartens a fighter. I feel like, for me, getting into the ring, confidence is the biggest attribute you can have alongside ability. You know what I mean? That belief in yourself, it carries you through so much that you might not normally get through. That could be taken away from a serious beating, innit? No matter how good you think you are, how good people hype you up to be. But if you're in there, you're just getting beat up, beaten to the punch, outboxed, scored, and peppered and punished on everything you fucking do. It's like you start doubting yourself. And you know what I mean? And that remains. If you don't pull something out on the night to change the outcome of that fight, and that's how that fight finishes, again, adding a stoppage. If someone does that to you, punishing you and pulls out a vicious knockout, you're going to wake up. You might not remember the knockout, but you're going to remember how bad you got beat up, innit? Yeah. You're going to think, I don't want that shit in my life again. Unless you're broke and then you ain't got a chest.
I want to shout out my nephew, someone I want to be my son. Hasbullah, whatever his second
name.
Hasbik. Sometimes, you know, on the Explore page, you have all the random topics. Yeah. I click on Hasbullah, I sit there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, scrolling. Have you seen the one where he's on the bike?
Yeah.
Where he comes through, bust a little handbrake turn, cut ball. He's sick.
Have you seen the monkey?
Nah.
There's 2 videos of him and the monkey. One is feeding the monkey, the other one, the monkey. I don't know what the monkey's trying to do with him, but trying to like grab him up and beat him up.
Yeah?
It's so
Scrapping.
funny, bruv. Yeah.
But that guy is on job. That guy, what are you saying? Are they fighting?
Yeah, they're both fighting. I think
they have fought, but they haven't released the fight yet.
Yeah.
So it's happened apparently, but they're gonna release it on.
That's a good fight. I'll watch that.
who you got? Pre-recording and then a pay-per-view.
Wow, that's a good. Man, that's entertaining.
Abdul Rozak, the other guy, won the push-up challenge. So he
the little man.
There's 2 of them.
There's the dark-haired Donny.
There's a good-looking one and the ugly one.
It's
my ugly
deep.
son,
It's
innit?
But Hasbullah's got a nasty left hook.
Yeah.
Like he turns it inwards. Like,
Yeah. But he just looks vicious. He looks vicious. He wants to hurt people. You can see it.
But he's a better promoter than Josh Taylor.
Right.
He's a better self-promoter than Josh Taylor.
Wow. Well, it's easy when you're like 2'3" though.
Right? It's not Josh Taylor's fault.
Nah, this is the realness of the sport, and we touch down on this all the time. But obviously, some of these fighters, they are obviously as good as a fighter they are. They sometimes lack that self-promotion. Josh Taylor, obviously, you brought Josh Taylor up. I won't put his name in the mix, but it's a good example because of the fact that we had the fucking stream. We weren't getting no sort of promotion from a British broadcaster on that fight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's madness. A fighter cleaning up or unifying his whole division, and he's not getting the backing and the support he goes, and that's AB loves to make the point about these fighters self-promoting. It's part of the job, innit? And it's a sad reality because a fighter should just be able to focus 100% on their boxing career and what they need to do. But it is the way that it's a business now above anything. Like any sport, like we say in football with all this bullshit Super League shit coming along, it's a business before anything now, no matter 100%. How good you are.
But even so, the guy in between them, who's sorting everything out, he's about their age as well. And I don't know how he came up, but he does these all the time. It just so happened that these 2 were the ones to blow.
Yeah.
But even before it blew, he already had like 500,000 followers in the first place.
The main guy, the big guy. Yeah, okay.
So obviously, like I said, it's promotion. Literally anyone can do it. You've got an Instagram. Worst part is these guys, they have money, so you could easily promote yourself on Instagram.
But this debate we have, bruv, for me, it's not easy for these boxers. Like I said,
pay someone to post them.
It's just but I think it's the personality side. You know what I mean? Some of these boxers ain't got a fucking personality.
You post Josh Taylor highlights on every boxing page, he'll get 1 million followers in a day.
Or make a personality.
That's
Colby Covington. The
for
guy
me.
UFC,
For me, yeah.
It's not him. That's not him.
Who's this?
The guy who talks loads of shit.
He's but I agree with that. I agree with that. You have got to do that to an extent. And like I said, it's sad because you want to a fighter. From a training point of view, I think if I was a fighter's trainer, I wouldn't want him to be concerning himself with social media and all this fucking bollocks. You want him just focusing purely on his training. But like you said, if it has to be done and it's going to help sell you and help, obviously, going back to the money motivated point of view, obviously the legacy is the motivation, but the money is the reason you do it first of all, to better your life. And if it's going to make your money 10 times better by just being a bit cheesy or being a little bit fucking arrogant or being however you have to be to sell yourself. Ryan Garcia. The guy was fucking... We all knew about him before he had a fucking serious fight. You know what I mean? I think he's only had one serious fight in his career, isn't he?
Yeah, literally.
Luke Campbell. And it's like everyone knows about him. He's got all the top celebrities in America going to support him and promoting him.
We'll touch on that one in a second. But I think a better example is Ohara Davies. He used to always say in his interviews and that, like, I'm not really like this in real life. I just do this when the cameras are on. He used to always say it. Until I met him for the first time in the gym. And I promise you, for a good half an hour, I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
Most humble, nice guy ever.
Shout out Ohara, man.
Yeah, for real.
That's good people, Ohara. And obviously, he still bangs on about being thrown under the bus by Eddie, innit? and with good reason, because he done what he, as far as he was concerned, what he was meant to do, sell himself. He was go out and just talk a shitload of shit. Obviously, one thing got said that he weren't really aware of the
worst part is the person
history
he was
behind
talking, the person he was talking to was not from Liverpool.
Who was he talking to?
I can't remember who it was, but the person was not from Liverpool. So all the
not
scouts
Derry Matthews. Because he boxed Derry Matthews, didn't he?
No, it wasn't Derry Matthews.
Okay.
But obviously, he had that history of the Liverpool people where they already hated him.
Yeah.
They just jumped on it like that.
It was probably from the Derry Matthews fight. I think that might be the first guy. It was a completely
separate fighter that had nothing to do with them. He basically said, I support the Sun and everything they post. Because the Sun had posted that someone was a burglar or something, a boxer. And the boxer was not from Liverpool. But all the people from Liverpool that hate him already just
obviously
took it
they hate the Sun newspaper. Liverpool
Hillsborough.
don't fuck with the Sun newspaper. Yeah, so he
whose son?
But yeah, so man promoted the Sun, and obviously everyone from Liverpool hated the Sun. They took it that way that fucking he's sending for everybody. But Catch 22.
As a promoter, he meant to say, look, that's not what he meant.
Yeah, Eddie threw him under the bus, man. Eddie, you're a bad fucking youth for that. You're a bad youth, because if that was one of your own, someone that you put, you know what I mean, you see as your people, you would have defended it instantly. But you left it. You left hung man out to dry, and obviously he's done well to come back. Obviously he won the golden contract. He's doing his thing now. But it's a Catch 22. Like you said, we're talking about selling yourself. It's a Catch 22 because you're gonna upset people. But fucking if it gets your name out there, gets you publicity.
If you look at the way like the Americans do it, that's kind of what naturally gains like reputations, you know, in every way. Like I know Abs is like a big fan of American sport in the same way that I am. You see, they always try and depict a villain and then someone who's a good guy, you know, and that's always the narrative, you know? And in America they just realize there is a story, and then they know that it's going to go through a cycle where some periods in your career you're going to be a villain, and sometimes you're going to be the hero. And when you're the villain, be the villain. And when you're the hero,
embrace it.
You know what I'm saying?
Money Mayweather, man. All the way calling out De La Hoya, slagging off De La Hoya till he got the fight. Everyone wanted him to lose that fight.
100%.
And once he won that fight, he won over so many fucking fans. Everyone that thought he was a dickhead for talking shit about De La Hoya said, you know what? Fair play to he was right. Fair play to man.
It doesn't only happen in boxing. The whole point is that they do it in every sport. Every sport they have those narratives, and that's what the commentators do, and that's kind of what basically it's just working on the psychology of people.
That's why Ali and Tyson got as big as they were, because they both started as a villain and they both become the person everyone loved, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Look at all the names. That's how they go through like patterns, you know. And it's the same thing as WWE, innit? Like everyone at the end of the day looks at Vince McMahon as the GOAT. You know, like Undertaker, he was the villain for so long, and then he was the biggest superstar.
Yeah.
Do you see the Oscar De La Hoya Canelo beef?
Yeah. What's all that about?
Well, Canelo said in the interview he did in English that Oscar De La Hoya basically just drinks all day, doesn't even do anything.
Part of it seems like it.
Nah, but he lied though.
It does, doesn't it?
He drinks and he does something on the side as well.
Yeah, he just drinks.
You still insist you're not going to fight him on coke? You
Oh,
want drug testing?
shit.
Yeah,
If you
100%.
fight him.
Yeah, if he won't feel a thing.
De La Hoya, he's letting himself down. And so I think, I don't know, from a boxing point of view, having looked up to him, obviously, for what he's done in the boxing side of things, it just seems like, I don't know, man.
Is he? He's just living life, bro.
Do you know what it is?
I know.
I know, but if he's obviously, but if he's holding fighters back through his promotional stable, and
yeah, but if you're a fighter and you've seen the history of what his stable has done,
but as a fighter, as an ex-fighter, give something back to the game or don't be involved in it. In my eyes.
And furthermore,
fair.
do you know
That's
before
a
the
fair
Mayweather fight, I think a week or two before that, Oscar De La Hoya checked himself into rehab.
What? Before the Mayweather fight?
Before Canelo Mayweather,
Oh,
he checked himself into rehab. That's when you know things aren't going well, isn't it?
Of course, bro. But the thing is, don't you think the people behind him are using his name more than the other way around?
that's what they say. Golden Boy is just a name. It's just a brand they've used of Oscar De La Hoya.
Why Canelo knows himself that De La Hoya was doing nothing while he was
De La Hoya should just come out of retirement and fight fucking Canelo.
Canelo.
Yeah, what? Come on, you know how many views that will get? Cause
It's an equal drug testing and everything.
all of that.
They're
But
saying
let
him
him
versus GSP.
let De La Hoya get on the coke, fam. He's gonna need it, cause
Yeah, why won't Dana White let that happen?
who?
I don't know. Ask
GSP
him.
versus Oscar De La Hoya.
Why won't who let
What's it
that?
ask him?
Why won't who let that happen?
Dana White.
I thought you said Dylan White, cause.
Nah.
Well, man, my brain went there. Cause there's a picture of Dylan White sitting up like that, head honcho. Saying, no, this ain't going down. But what you saying? They talking about that fight? I didn't even know about that. Oh yeah, I see something, to be fair, but
Let's touch back on that Ryan Garcia, yeah. I remember when he first talked about his mental health problems, and I said, "Cause his mental health problems, I'm just gonna leave it. You don't know what guy's going through."
we defended him, innit?
Yeah, fuck that. You know what? At the end of the day, you put yourself in the limelight, and you know what it is, yeah. He was criticizing Devin Haney. If you yourself have had mental health, whatever, and you have to pull out a fight, and you come out cussing other people,
I say yeah.
that's when it's like, okay, now I can come for you as well.
It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's
what
like,
Devin Haney replied to him was like, wait, you and Jorge Linares had a fight signed. Jorge Linares did not pull out of that fight.
wait, is that who Garcia was meant to fight?
Yeah, not last time, ages ago.
Okay.
What happened to that fight?
And he pulled out of that one?
Yeah.
Why?
And that's what Devin Haney was saying. You meant to fight him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that's when I was like,
I didn't know that.
He's meant to fight Fortuna. I think Comey.
And he only started piping up after they found a replacement for his original opponent.
Yeah, exactly. He
Say that again. Who started piping up?
So Garcia cancelled his fight
With
Fortuna.
Yeah.
Fortuna got a replacement opponent.
Yeah.
Garcia came out of hiding.
We defended him. We defended him.
Innit? But your actions speak louder than anything you could do, innit?
Mental health is sad because mental health is an easy fucking escape. Like, it's an easy way to get out of things right now. Everyone, we know mental health is rife right now. Yeah, life is hard, innit? Everyone's fucking struggling mentally, innit? You use that as a reason to pull out your fight. Me personally, I said it's not necessarily a good sign because life is always hard. And if you use that as a reason that there's a chance you're going to start feeling like you've got that as a get out of jail card anytime you need it. So I said it's not the best thing, but at the end of the day, if it works, if he does it, comes out, see shit together, comes back and goes about his business, then no one can knock him. Everyone say fair play. But to be sitting behind your fucking TV screen talking shit about another fighter that's out there doing the job that you're supposed to do, you let yourself down, man. Shut up, get in the gym, take your fight and do your thing, innit? You know what I mean? But like we say, them man about promoting themselves, self-promoting. This is what he does. Maybe this is the reason he's causing himself mental health problems. But for me personally, I'm not gonna defend him again if he wants to talk about I can't take this fight or that fight because of these reasons. Fuck that. Because when you wanna abuse someone else, you find your voice then, innit?
Yeah, literally. Well, let's talk a bit about Devin Haney. Obviously against Linares, for the first 9 or 10 rounds, he just showed his class. When you look at him, skills-wise, he's a different beast. Like, not many can hang with him. But as we've seen, Jorge Linares took all them punches and thought, I'm going to still swing back.
Come back. And for me, Haney is an elite fighter. Elite boxer.
Yeah, skill-wise.
His ability, he controlled the distance, the range, the timing. He controls everything comfortably, naturally. You can even say Mayweather-esque the way he does it. But to be that, he's only 22. 22, 23?
Somewhere there.
And it's like, there was no, he didn't look like there's no snap in them punches. He's not gonna hurt anybody in that sense. He's gonna have to be outboxing people for 12 rounds for his whole career. For me, I know you can teach power, you can develop power, but at the age of 22, if he's not really carrying that snap now, you ain't gonna see much more from him. So he's gonna be in a lot of tough fights. And as good as a boxer he is, I think without that snapping, that punching to be able to really put people out, stop people, I think he's gonna struggle in the top fights, the Teofimos, and for me, him and Garcia is a perfect fight right now.
Yeah,
mate. Even if he got the winner of him and Garcia should fight Teofimo. For me, I would like to see Haney versus Commey. You know, Commey's my guy. I want to see him back in the mix, but for me, Haney's handlers, they ain't gonna let him near Commey.
Nah, it wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense.
That's the sad thing for Commey, because you thinking if that was my fight, I wouldn't put him in there against Commey.
No, you ain't gonna.
I mean, that's how much of a problem he is, isn't it?
Commey, someone that can throw with Haney. Like I said, he's a sick boxer, but if you can throw with him same time and take his punches, you're gonna cause him problems.
Shout out to Teofimo Lopez for actually fighting
Commey, taking that
calling
fight,
it out as well.
That's why the level of respect for me for Teo would just it's different. It's different because like I say about fighters taking these top fights, that was a fight that I would advise him not to take.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? I would advise him to stay away from Richard.
Either me, leave that one alone.
Leave it, just he done what he had to do. But shout out Commey as well. He's on the comeback trial right now. Come off a big win in his last fight, and hopefully he gets his name back in the mix and starts taking in big fights as well. Getting back in that mix because he throw a spanner in the works of any of them fucking lightweights. I tell you now.
Yeah, it's because a lot of those guys they ain't fought men or fought guys who are there to win either.
But for me, I want to see them just thrown in with each other, man. If they honestly so Haney beat Linares. I don't know who else is out there other than the elites in the lightweight. I don't know if there's anyone for them. If they want to give them another fight or two to make out, then get their name bigger, cool. But at the end of the day, they're the money fights against each other. Haney, Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and obviously I'm gonna throw Tank Davis, and obviously for me, Commey should most definitely be in the mix.
You got Shakur Stevenson fighting soon as well.
I think he's fighting next week.
Super feather.
Super feather. Yeah.
Oh, so he could move up and
100, and he sparred a lot of Devin Haney when he was younger as well. So
and Tank's really a super feather, isn't he?
Yeah, but he goes up and down. I think when he chooses to eat,
some good fights.
Yeah.
Oscar Valdez there as well. I think him and Shakur, they're gonna try to land it up next year. Yeah.
Nice. So we just want to see these top boys in with each other, man.
100%. Obviously, check out that Shakur interview.
Yeah.
Plug.
Couple flags there. What else is going on box? That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Alright, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on, bye.